everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Tried and Tested podcast. I am your host, Tracey. And if you are not familiar with me, I am a relationship and dating podcast host where we talk about all things that we all go through in this 20th century, or are we in the 21st century? I don't even know. But just we talk about everything, whether it's marriage, love, breaking up, getting together, family issues, just anything that can occur in a relationship or in a situationship in this day and age. So today we have a very special guest. We have my boo Shalise. Say hey, boo.
Hey. I'm so excited.
Yay. So thank you for taking the time to be a part of this show. So without further ado, the topic that I do have for today is called Can't Leave Him Alone. And I would say that many of us who are listening have either been in a situation like this before, or we are currently in a situation like this. And it's just, we're dealing with somebody who maybe is not the best for you. They're not the best anything, whether it be financially, mentally, physically. They're just not the person for you, but you cannot leave them alone. So we're going to get straight into it. So Shalise, have you ever been in a situation where you would say that you were dealing with somebody who was no good for you and you could not walk away?
Absolutely. For 2 years, I was dating this guy. So I think I'm not going to say I was young, but I was younger. I was 20. I think I started dating him when I was 24, maybe 23, up until I was 25. And when I tell you dude was trash, I mean landfill trash. But he was
he not the regular dumpster trash. He the landfill.
Yes, landfill trash. But I don't know why I liked him so much. He wasn't nice. He wasn't a nice person. My friends did not like him. But he was. But I think he was just funny to me. And then maybe because I was bored, I don't know, but I could not stop talking to this dude. He did so many, messed up things. And I would still be, calling him, trying to get him to act right.
Just trying to make him get it together.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was I saw in him. To be completely honest, I don't know what it was I saw in him. Hindsight. I guess at the time I started dating him. So, okay, I'll say this. I feel like I liked him because he was the first guy that I dated that had his stuff together as far as financially, and just coming out of college, and then you start dating around a little bit, and he was the first guy I dated that was legit had his stuff together, legally.
I hear you.
Yeah, he legally had everything together, and I feel like I was in my mind, I'm okay, well, this is the type of dude I'm supposed to be with, because of his financial situation.
Okay. So that's really interesting. Because I feel it's a good reason why I would I could say that you could stay, that you would want to stay with him, because my situation is a little bit different. Of course, there's people that you meet and you deal with them and they're no good and you kind of walk away. But then there's people who you meet, in my case would be my first love, where it's they have nothing to offer the world and they have nothing to offer me, yet there you were, you cannot leave them alone. It's you know that they're no good for you and you're just still there. So I definitely understand what you're saying. And at least in your situation, you said, he had something to offer financially. In my situation, he was what?
Tracey,
was he stingy?
He had it, but he was not. He wasn't giving it to me. I was
Oh, man.
I thought you dude was trash, and I was just so stupid. I really was just I guess bored. I don't know what it was. I really don't.
Girl, but that's a part of it. They're very stingy, if they don't have it, but if they do have it, they don't want to share. I'll give you an example of what happened. So I was dating, so this is my first love. I was just dumb as a doorknob, just didn't make any sense. And I knew, like, I didn't really have that much money. Like, I was fresh out of college, you know, working. And he was my man. So in the beginning of the relationship, like, when he would mention money, like, I'm like, sorry, I ain't your mom. Like, I can't help you. But then, you know, like, once they grow and you guys are in love, like, you know, you share your money. Like, if you're buying food, like, you'll buy food for both of y'all, you know, that kind of thing. So, and I was doing this in good faith. Like, you know what? When it's time for him to get his money together, like, you know, like, we're good. Like, you know, he's going to do the same for me. Like, that's what the process I thought about. And so I don't remember what happened, but one day, like, he had got a check for, like, $550, right? And I lied to you not. This man took that check that was $550, and he bought a pair of Prada shoes that was like $549. And I was like, that must be like, I was confused because I'm thinking like somebody, you don't have money clearly, like you're broke, right? You're dusty and you're broke. And it's like, you would think that, okay, my girl been holding me down, like she's doing this for me, she's doing that for me. Right, but then it shows you what kind of people are selfish and they're useless. You went and you don't got nowhere to live. You don't have no regular anything, and you went and bought a pair of $500 and something. Mind you, they were just regular black sneakers to me. So they didn't even look like they were Prada sneakers. Like you would have to lift your foot up and show people that it said Prada on it. And I was like, that's somebody that is honestly like you are broke in the mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely, never gonna have nothing with that mindset.
Right.
Like, who does that?
Girl. Right.
So materialistic. You broke and materialistic.
Got the nerve. Somebody, and they was all black. Like, at least make them a color that people can recognize, like, those are Pradas. And I remember, like, he was arguing with somebody one time. He said, oh, do you know how much these cost? And it's just like, bro, like, look at you. You are a mess. But anyway, back to you. So that was one of the examples where I knew that the man I was with was no good. This man that I could not leave alone. What about you? Like, what was the turning point when you realized, like, what was something that happened that you're like, nah, this man is trash, like basura. That's it.
It was so many. It was so many.
So do tell.
Yeah, okay. So one, he was cheating on me the entire. And okay, let me take that back because I was so stupid that I can't even say the man was cheating on me because you know, okay, men will string you will allow how you allow a man to string you on, like, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship, but like, yeah. So he will always be like, oh, I want to be with you, but right now, just I got a lot of stuff going on, and just like stringing me on. And I'm just here, like, so he was dating somebody else at the same time, like for the same amount of time, like the whole 2 years, he was juggling both of us, right? So that's
you know him?
No.
It's not the one. Okay, that's fine.
No, he's just like some Charlotte dude. So
okay, not the one.
Yeah. So my final straw though, I remember, or at least I'm not even gonna say it was my final straw. This is when I was like, okay, it started really like distancing myself, but I was still kind of talking to him after it, but like moving on. So it was my birthday. And typically I would like, plan stuff with my girlfriends, like my best friend of mine, or, we would have stuff planned. And she was saying that she wanted to do something, but he was like, oh no, we're going to, I got you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So I decided that I was like, okay, well, I'm going to see what he has planned because, like this is my dude or whatever. I'm going to see what he's trying to do. So my birthday comes. And it's a weekend, and he ended up having to work. So his daughter, she was like, his daughter was like 5 at the time, and girl, he brought his daughter over to my place. Like, can you just watch her during the day, and then when I get off of work, then we'll go out and do all the things that for your birthday. So I get his daughter. Take her to go get her nails done and stuff. Like I make a little day of it with his daughter. He gets off of work, picks us up, and we literally go to his friend's house, girl. His friend's house. And I'm like mad, like living mad, because I take my birthday like if anybody, like, my birthdays are serious. Like, I be liking to go places. Like, I like to do, like, my birthday is serious. So we sitting there, and his friends was kind of like, oh, happy birthday, whatever. But I'm thinking, like, these not even my friends. Like, I don't even fuck with people. I don't even like people like that. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, take me home. So he took me home. I was upset the rest of the night. Like, but that was when I was like, oh, this dude is like, yeah,
garbage.
It's done. Yeah, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what attracted you to him even after you saw his wings? Because we've all been there, but it's just like, what do you think kept you? Was it that, because you're saying that he had this job or he had, you know, this legal lifestyle, but he wasn't really giving you anything?
Girl,
I'm not laughing at you because I've been there. I've been there, girl. What do you feel like? What was it that attracted you? What attracted you after you saw that he wasn't doing much for you?
Girl, I really can't even say. And maybe I can't say now because my mind is in a different place than it was at the time. Like, maybe back then I could have told you, like, what it was. But I feel like maybe I liked him because he was super funny. Like, we had a good time together when he was being a decent human being. You know, like, we had a really good time together. We laughed, we joked, like, you know. But as far as, like, his ways that was, like, popping up all the time, that was that was the issue. Like, here, he had 3 babies. Oh, girl. When we first started dating, he didn't tell me about his second child. He kept his second child a secret. I found out about the baby like 2 months or something afterwards, maybe 2 or 3 months afterwards, and he finally told me the truth. And I
he was a child.
That he had a child. The baby was there. Like, yeah.
All right. So then, also, what kind of thing did he do to keep you hooked? Like, obviously, you get mad, and you know. So it's we're trying to figure out, like, these men we can't leave alone. So, like, what was he doing that it was just like, okay, you know what, because your friends are nice, you know, like if you're saying he's a nice person, he's funny, you have friends who are funny. So what was he doing in particular that you felt like was keeping you hooked to him?
Girl, I would say the sex was good.
Okay.
But
that wasn't it?
But
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out.
Right? I would say the sex was good, but I can't say that the sex was like out of this world. Like,
so you're not sure why then?
I really don't know why. This is what it comes down to. It had nothing to do with him. It's not anything he was doing that was keeping me around. It was everything about myself and my insecurities at the time and just where I was, like, mentally. Like, all the stuff that he was doing had nothing to do with the reason why I was still, like, attaching myself to him, because he didn't do anything for me to attach myself to him. It was me in my own mind just, like, feeling inadequate, I guess, like, not feeling like I deserve to be with somebody that would treat me right or do, you know, better. At the time, I just didn't get it. Because, say, I even so, you know, I've been in a relationship now for, like 7 years. And the first date that I went on with my man now was when I was actually dating this loser. And when I met my man and we went on a date, I literally was like, oh, he's cool, but he's just way too nice. He's too sweet. I thought it was weird. So I stopped. So I think at the time, the only reason that I was still hanging on to that dude was because of my insecurities and just like, and me feeling inadequate about myself. And then, attaching myself to somebody else who was going to also, like, make me feel the way, that was going to mirror the way that I felt about myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does. It definitely does. And you know what's interesting about it is that at the time, the same thing like you said, like you don't realize what your mental status is. Because I know, like for me, like I had friends like at the time where this particular relationship that I'm talking about, it strained my relationships with my best friends, right? Because they felt like, you know, like you must not love yourself, you don't have any self-respect. Like, you know, they were just, some of them are extremely harsh. And like, it ended friendships. But the reality of it is, when you look back on it, it's like you don't know how to love yourself. You don't know what to expect out of love, because essentially if you're letting somebody treat you like, you know, the bottom of the dirt on your shoe, then obviously there's something wrong there. And of course, there's soul ties and things like that that connect you to somebody. Because for me, at a point, I was like, dang, like, I don't like this man. I don't think this man likes me. Like, I don't want to marry him. Like, I'm still here. And at a point, it did get to become a game for me. Like, I don't want to lose. Obviously, he done cheated on me. And like all these people who I don't know are talking about me, people who have no idea who I am. And of course, because he's like trash, they're going to assume, well, he's dating you, so you're trash. And that wasn't the case. Like, we just are day and night. It just happens that I moved to a new city. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any friends. And that's one of the first people I met as a friend. And I like to be social. So I didn't realize that, you know, we were so different and that it would look like that to other people, that they must be similar, because we weren't. Like, we were like day and night. But yeah, so what about you? Like, did your friends have anything to say? I know you said they didn't like him, but like, what did that do to your friendships when you can't leave someone who's no good alone?
So at the time, I was just distancing myself from everyone. And I think too that, it wasn't, I feel like it was definitely me putting myself like in a position where I didn't want to, I just was isolating myself from everyone except for him. And not that he was like pushing me to do that, but again, I think it was just my mental state. Maybe like, I don't want to say depression, because I don't feel like I was depressed at the time. But it could have been, I don't know. But at the time, I just was not like into my friends as much as I was prior to meeting him. Like, prior to meeting him, like, I was out with my girlfriends all the time. And then when I was with him, it was just like everything was about him.
Yeah, and that happens. Whether it's not even like depression-wise, a lot of women, sometimes your relationship becomes your life, and then you look like a whole dummy because you are running after them like a lapdog. Yeah, but I've seen it. I've done it before. I've seen people do that before. It's not normal. It's not good, but it happens a lot because you just don't know. Like, you don't know how to be in a relationship. Like, you don't know what your identity is. But oftentimes, but oftentimes men don't do that. Like, you're going into their world. Yes, they keep their friends.
Isn't that something? Like, women, we attach ourselves to, like, a man's identity. Like, they, whatever sports team they like, that's what we watching. Like, all the things that they're into, like, we get engulfed in and forget about the things that we enjoy. And, like, you know, just abandon all the things that about ourselves.
That's facts, girl. That's facts. All right, so what would you say finally made you walk away? Like, what was the final straw that you was like, all right, I'm out, I gotta go? And you actually left, like, not the fake one.
Girl. Okay, so I told you about the situation with on my birthday, my 25th birthday. So after that, I just started dating around. And once I started dating, I got to a point where I was just like, I just didn't care anymore. I just didn't care. So I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know what, Aaron, my boyfriend, my man now, is like, you know, he was so nice to me, you know, and I was thinking like how much of a nice guy he was. So I called him one day. It was like Super Bowl. You remember when Beyonce performed and the lights went out? So I called him that day. And he was at the bar. I went up there with him and his friends. And ever since that day, I haven't messed with old boy. Like, ever since that day, I reached out to Aaron.
Okay, so you just found something better, and it was just like, It was also the end of the road.
yeah. It was just like, oh yeah, that's done. It kind of just, I wouldn't say, like, after that situation with the birthday, like, that was when I kind of, it just wind down, honestly. It was just like,
Okay. So after you finally walked away, and like I said, I think I've been in a similar situation where it's just kind of like, there's nothing you had left. You were just kind of waiting for something to happen. It just kind of just be out. So I feel like that's exactly. So after that, though, did you ever want him back? Did you ever think about him? Did you ever want to kind of revisit the situation, or did you think that when you walked away, you had given it all you could give?
Girl, hell no. When I walked away, hell to the no. I walked away, and my man is, like, the most affectionate, like, he listens to me, like, he supports me, like, everything. I say, like, that situation, I feel like I had to go through in order to recognize, like, what it's supposed to feel like when you are actually, like, loved by someone, or, like, you know, and somebody that really cares, like, yeah, because that was some trash. And then,
girl, who you telling?
Right?
Who
it
are
really
you
just,
telling?
It just made me really appreciate a man that's, you know, really there for you and really cares.
Okay. So what advice would you have before we wrap this up to people who are in situations where they can't leave a man alone?
Oh, girl.
To bring them out safely and quickly without wasting any more time, what would you say?
Just think about what you want in life. If you don't see yourself with this person, because I will say that just my experience where I was just attached to bruh for, like, no really good reason. I knew that I did not want to be with him, like, long term. I couldn't see myself marrying him or anything. It was just like, if you not, just leave it alone. Because anything could have happened in that situation. I could have got pregnant. I could have, like, girl, and then been tied to that man for a long time. So, just think about your future, like, what you want out of life, and focus on yourself. Like, focus on why you're allowing someone to treat you that way, and fix it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your insights, Felice. This topic was really interesting for me to hear about and to talk about. So, before you go though, where can they reach you? I know you have a business page and you have your regular page, so talk about that briefly. Our time is up, but let them know where they can find you, boo, and where they can find your business.
Okay, so I create and sell herbal preparations. So that's tea, that's herbal smoke, that's elderberry syrup, and like instant teas or infused honeys. And you can find me on Instagram at sip_tea shop.
Okay. So that's sip_tea shop. All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. To my listeners, I thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. And until next time, you guys have a good one.